Good evening.
Right. Good evening.
Is that going to throw everybody off? Totally.
Especially if they're watching it in the morning.
Good morning!
Good afternoon.
When it's actually evening.
Right.
Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast. We are coming to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont. And you can find the store out on all forms of social media as Must Love Yarn. And this tends to be a podcast about yarn and knitting and sometimes crocheting, other fiber-related crafts, and then a whole lot about just Vermont.
Mainly the weather.
Mostly the weather.
A lot about the weather. Stay tuned for that.
Lots of weather. We love weather.
Yes, we've had a weather-centric weekend.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry at J Arbuckle and on Instagram at Jennifer_Arbuckle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And feel free to follow us on those platforms with my normal PSA that that's my personal account.
And mine, right.
So you're going to see all kinds of other things on there. If you want purely yarn and fiber content, the store's where you can find that.
Yes. So. Otherwise on mine, there might be some buildings and some flowers and
some kids.
No kids. Very few kids on mine, but food.
Pets.
Yeah.
Like
a cat. You will see a cat.
All kinds of weird things.
Right.
So.
And once again, our mascots are still in recovery.
I have found two.
All right.
Only one
out
of the three.
Deep undercover somewhere.
Yes. That third one, still trying to rustle that little stinker up. So, yes, we do have...
It's on sabbatical somewhere.
Yes. A mob of meerkats as our podcast mascots. And there have been a little Instagram-y shenanigans lately. So
none of them fell in the dye pot. I think that's pretty impressive.
That is impressive, though. There'll probably be some more dying in the future.
Maybe one paw can.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yes, also blue. Permanent.
Forever blue.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yes, neither of my children turned blue. It was amazing. So
yeah.
Well. That was probably a good conversation for outtakes.
And I forgot my fabric. I know.
I forgot that stuff. Maybe we'll just do a special indigo podcast.
Right, assuming that I actually do use my indigo vat, which
I need to restart mine. So I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I made mine. I just didn't use it, so nice. I don't really know. I got to watch the second video because I missed it.
You can restart it. I ordered some more supplies, so I have the stuff to get it restarted again. So I'm happy to share.
Well, I need to figure out, it hasn't been exhausted because I didn't do anything with it. So
but you may have to wake it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a nudge, perhaps.
So, anyway, so that was a whole side conversation about an indigo dye class that both Jen and I and Kelly actually took as well. Mm-hmm. She's kind of started it from Tammy at Wing and a Prayer Farm. Yeah. And I think she's going to do some more. So keep an eye, sign up for a newsletter. It was really interesting, super amazing.
Yeah.
Very informative. And now I want to indigo dye everything.
Right. And the same weekend I was hanging out with my niece, and so I did some ice dyeing. So there's pictures on my Instagram and other things. So
this stuff turned out good.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's like watercolor sort of, only a little bit more surprising because you don't exactly know what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. So having done it once now, I have some helpful hints for those that might want to do it. But, I just use cheap dyes from Michael's just to see what would happen. So... So it was fun, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the fabric, but my niece did a t-shirt, and it looks great, and so it was fun. Yeah, and it's easier in some respects. You put the stuff down there after cleaning it properly or whatever, the fabric, and you dump ice on it, and then you dump some dye on it, and then you walk away for 24 hours.
Let it go.
Right, and you could come back to a mud pit. There's no question about it, because if you're not... if you're generous in sprinkling the dye on top of there, I think you could end up with
a big mess.
Some murky, sort of very moody, let's just call them moody colors.
Moody colors.
I did more the colors that I like, blue and pink and purple and a little
Yeah.
bit green. And so it's very watercolory and, so,
Nice.
yeah, it's fun.
Awesome.
So,
what are you wearing? Because you actually have some knitwear on.
Yes, and I don't know.
I have no mystery shawl.
Yeah, well, it's a little scarf. I made it years ago, but I'm going to look it up, so hopefully it'll be in show notes. I did just try to look it up on Ravelry, and it wasn't there, so I'm sure there's a pattern at home somewhere that has. So it's just a really long, has a sort of leafy pattern on it.
Nice.
And the yarn does this sort of mixy color thing. I do remember that the yarn is cellulose, but seaweed-based cellulose, plant fiber, and bamboo, and maybe a little bit of silk in there. I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry. I made it a while ago, but I wear it quite a bit, actually.
Nice. It's
nice
a good
in the
summer.
Yeah, it's good in the summertime. Yeah.
A nice little decoration without being too hot.
Right, exactly.
Too hot.
Yeah, the original pattern was, I think, a little bit wider, and you could put buttons on it, and the intent was to wear it and, like, make sleeves out of the ends of it or something.
Oh, and you were like,
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, actually, I was kind of thinking about it, but then, I don't know, I didn't do it, so, that's the way it goes.
Nice.
This little piece of hair is going to drive me crazy. Just so you all know, it's going to drive me crazy.
It is weird to be able to see yourself in the screen, and it's very easy to get distracted. I've got one that's doing it over here, too. On that side.
Just keep tucking it. I'll just keep tucking it.
It's fine. It's all good.
I might take a pause, and then I'll glue it to my head.
No knitwear for me.
However,
I had court today, so this is me.
Yeah. But you have a finished object.
I do have a finished object.
So.
Look.
That is like the fastest sweater ever knit.
It was so fast.
Honestly.
So
I might have to change my plan for the fastest sweater between now and Rhinebeck.
8s and 9s. And the only sticking point is that it has that mohair. And I was knitting it while it was like 111 billion degrees outside.
So sticky is the key word.
So it was sticky and hot. Though I didn't notice it until I was up after I had attached the sleeves. And so you have the body and the sleeves. Yeah. And like you have like everything draped over you. And you're like, oh my God, this is 100 degrees.
And in my house there'd be a cat on top of that. So your cats are probably better behaved.
Mostly. They don't like me very much most of the time. I'm not the cat whisperer in my house.
Oh, yes. All right. Right. I'm the only person in my house, so clearly I am the cat whisperer.
Yes.
And the feeder, and the taker care of, and the,
Yes.
Anyway, it's beautiful. It looks
it's
great.
Done.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to leave it here at the shop for a little bit for a shop sample. So if you're local and want to pop in and take a look at it, it does use the 2 colors of Providence. You could totally do it in 1 color Providence.
Yeah, we had a client in here this weekend who was looking at all the different colors, and she had 2 picked out, and we were a little bit low on the artesia that she wanted to match with it, and so she had 2 color schemes, so she ended up doing 1 solid color and then the artesia with it. So because she felt like the color variation it's really, and I was saying to Ange when we were setting up, and you can sort of see it in the picture there. Right. It's hard to tell. Maybe it'll show up better on the screen. Right. But even in the pictures you took this weekend,
you can't see
it's really subtle, the color stripes, but they're definitely there. When you're here right in front of them, you can really see them in a good way. But it's just funny how it doesn't translate completely. You can sort of see it in the pictures that you took this weekend.
Yeah.
But,
and so you could totally knit in 1 color.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. It would be gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And what's our friend, the mannequin number 2, wearing?
So mannequin number 2 is wearing Riz.
RHYS.
Rice.
Yes.
And this is it's a Barocco pattern, and it's knit out of this Barocco Cambria. So I brought over the colors that we have. It's an alpaca linen lyocell blend. So it's kind of an interesting mix of yarn. It knits up really pretty. I think we've shown it on the podcast before, but I don't remember for sure. And these are 50-gram skeins with 137 yards. It's a like a DK, sport DK weight.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's very drapey. You can definitely feel it in the yarn, and even in the sweater, because this was knit on US 4s and 6s.
Yeah.
And it has quite a bit of drape to it.
Yeah.
So it feels lightweight, even though it's got alpaca in it, and then obviously the alpaca and the linen sort of mix their tendencies together to form a really stable yarn.
Yep, but a really nice little like cover up over like a tank kind of thing for wear at the office or
great summer to fall sort of
transition
wear.
Piece kind of, and some really pretty just
lovely colors. Yeah, some nice
kind of
neutrals.
Muted palette.
Yeah, I think the linen sort of brings that down.
Yeah.
More natural colors.
So the Cambria, it's $12 a skein. And I just, thought we'd show it again, just sort of the last little hurrah here
for summer.
Summer.
Yeah, and actually the sweater takes, well, it depends on what size, but the smaller sizes take 6, the larger sizes take 10 or 11. So and it's a very size-inclusive pattern, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, most of the Barocco patterns are.
So it's good. Yeah, it's lovely. Nice yarn for lots of things. But that sweater sells a lot of yarn because it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah.
So that's what's on mannequin number 2.
That's right. Mannequin number 3 has disappeared. We don't know where she went.
I put that red sweater on her and moved her over there.
Oh.
So she's out on the floor now.
She's out there with Lucy, hanging out there.
Yeah, just hanging. So we're down to 2. It's cool.
That's really fine.
Easier to adjust 2 mannequins.
And if I ever have a finished object again, it'll be useful to have 2.
That's right. It is a good place for finished objects.
I'm just kidding. There'll be more finished objects. I have a 99% finished object.
Nice. And so let's see it. What do we got? What are we working on?
Well, I say that, except for then I've decided to change the rules. So I finished the knitting last night, so the ends aren't woven in. It's not blocked, but I finished the knitting on the top of the Summerfields top.
Nice.
So so that is done. I didn't hem it because I went and bought more fabric, and I'm going to make it into a dress.
Oh.
Like a little summer dress instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, right? It's a really, simple pattern, so I feel like, maybe
you could just extend.
Yeah, maybe I'll measure it, of course. I may have to fuss with it a little bit, but I just thought it would be more fun to have one that's a tank and one that's a dress. Yeah, so, and I could imagine wearing this. There's something weird that happened up here, so we're going to have to
fix
clean
that
up. But it's in the back, so I won't see it.
You know what? Sometimes that's the calculation, right? Am I going to have to see this on myself? And if the answer is no, you're like, whatever.
Right.
It's
so,
no big deal.
Pretty. I like the colors. So
it's looking really good. I got the front part done on mine.
Yeah.
So
this
you're
using black. Yeah, that's
Summerfield. So I decided to do mine in black.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering what color you were going to pick for that one.
Black.
Fabric is fun.
Because I thought it would just...
Yeah.
We'll focus on the fabric with this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I need to pick up the back part. I haven't done that yet. Might be a project for me for tonight.
I was just looking at the fabric here because that one is really loose.
Yeah.
And also you're really good, like you actually did what you were told, whereas I'm one of these people who I'm not biting off all these stitches in the middle. I'm just going to leave them on the needle, and when I'm ready to pick up for the neck, I'll just pick them up. And I did that on both of them, actually, because I am a lazy person. I
will say, for this one, I did make this part of the ribbing wider. So the pattern calls for it to be 3
just
stitches.
Those 3 stitches, yeah.
And the other Summerfields I made, it flips under, and I didn't like it.
That's happening here, too. It's already bugging me. I haven't blocked it, so it'll be better, but it does...
So I made it 5.
And I actually made the neckline a little bit less ribbed, or a little bit shorter.
Because I figured 5 would stay. And so this yarn is Happy Feet.
Oh, okay.
Plymouth yarn, Happy Feet.
Yeah.
And that's just a black.
Yeah, and you left it on size 5. Or you have to... Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I did the size 5 needles.
Yeah, so this is a little bit looser because it's a really thin fingering weight, and I think I'm going to be fine.
Happy Feet's a thicker.
Yeah, I'm going to be
fingering.
Fine with it because I think actually for a dress it'll be fine. So
and
it will fluff up a little bit. But anyway, I just I was comparing. Yeah.
So just have it all ready for fall.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, that's pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really like this fabric.
Yeah. Well, that's why you can go buy some more and make a skirt.
And
also have a dress.
Have no business buying more fabric. Says the lady who picked up an online order from Joann's with some fabric in it in the car right now. So, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
For things.
Yeah. I'm sure it's for good things. Important things. Yeah.
I have grand plans.
Yeah.
I severely overestimate the amount of time I will have to execute said grand plans.
Yeah. Once I'm done with this, which I probably will finish it up this week because I'll just want to get it done. And then, the weather it'll be 53 degrees from now until winter time, and I won't wear it between now and then, but you never know. I could wear it underneath things, so it'll be
nice.
Maybe a little bit this fall, but very summery colors, so. But I just want it done, and then I can focus on these other things.
Yep.
Which,
be good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make a few more hats. I haven't started or figured out even what patterns, but I have, as you guys know, I never use all of the yarn that's called for.
And this is the yarn from Bixby.
This is the yarn from
Bixby. May be
Bixby.
tuning in for the first
time.
So
I have, these are two different colors of Providence. So I have almost a full skein of the lighter pink, a little bit less of the darker pink, but.
And even, it's just so people can see, it's really funny to see the colors against the,
And again, a bunch of artesian left. So I think
you can make matching hats, scarf, and mittens for your sweater.
Yeah, make some hats,
because your sweater's not warm enough, right? Just in case yourself in mohair. Right. So many choices, fun stuff.
I know, and
and this really, you could do blue. It would be great with so many colors.
You could just put it with a neutral.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
It's just.
I just was imagining it with some sort of blue.
Yeah. Or.
Yeah, brighter blue. Yeah.
Really bright blue. Be nice.
Very wintry. That would be fun with a fluffy white against the blue.
That would be really cool.
I'm sure you have blue at home because I know you've knit some blue things.
I may have some that's not even been knit with. What? And of course I'm like, I should not buy that. I should go look at my stash.
Right. That's right. Right. Yeah. Well, I've been good with my stash, actually. A little bit good with my stash, so.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Trying.
Also, my stash is this whole store. So.
I forget.
Yes. Being here once a week, for sure, always, I take a walk around and I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah.
That's a future project.
Yeah.
I may or may not ever get to them, but I make a list.
So I did cast on a new project.
You did?
I did.
So should we finish up whips first?
Yes, we should.
Yeah. I only have one more whip that I brought with me because it's the only one that I spent any time on between now and last time. I just put quite a bit more on the sea glass tee.
Oh, nice.
So it's really starting.
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah. It's funny to see the colors. I'm so used to having it right in front of me that when I hold it up and when I look at it on the screen, or when I just put it down on the table and sort of unfolded it, I was like, oh, I need some more dark green right about here, because it's starting to look funny. But anyway, I'm getting pretty close, not to separating for the sleeves, but I'm maybe this far away. So for those that haven't seen Sea Glass Tea by Wool and Pine, it's a super fun pattern. I've been really enjoying it. It's been kind of mindless. You have to change the colors, which is not mindless, but you just keep going and each row is different and interesting. But I have some other things I want to work on, so this may pause for a little bit. But last time I think when I was here, it was up here somewhere, and I added, quite a bit, 4 to 5 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only other thing I wanted to work on. So
nice.
And the nice thing is it's just bits and pieces from all the...
use up all those leftovers.
Yeah, exactly. So, and minis, for me it's a collection of minis, because I don't really do a lot of things that use up minis, and so you get them randomly, or you get a package of them, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Not that I couldn't find things, but this kind of sweater is great for that. One other quick thing while I was thinking of it, I weighed this yarn for the Summerfields tee before I started because I
Yeah.
wanted to know how much yarn it took because it doesn't really tell you in the pattern.
Right.
It takes a whole skein, which it clearly does not. So I think this ball was just about 33 grams, and
Okay.
this is what I have left. So I'm guessing I've been saying all along, it's like, oh, it's a 20 gram mini, but it's more than that. I think it's more like 30 is probably the safe number.
Yeah.
For
So if you
people.
have, I'll keep you posted because this Happy Feet is a 50-gram skein.
And you started with a fresh
And I
skein.
started with a fresh skein.
Yeah, so we can see
yeah.
how that stacks up.
Yeah. And some of it may be too what size you're knitting as well. 'Cause
Yes,
if
of course.
It's
yeah.
if it's a bigger size, you're going to be casting on
Yeah.
more and knitting deeper.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it appears that a 50-gram skein
Yeah,
would
and I
work.
made, what size did I make? G, I think. So it's sort of mid-range
Okay.
of the sizes. It's not the smallest by far, and it's not the largest
Yeah.
either. So I forget how many, there's like, I don't even know,
A
12
lot.
or 15 different sizes at least in this pattern. There's
Yes.
quite a few. It goes from pretty tiny to pretty big. So.
Yeah, pretty
And
good
I'm sort of
range.
dead center, so I guess actually that's the answer, right? It could
Right.
be, for a small size, maybe you could do it with a 10 or 20 gram mini skein.
Yeah.
For a larger size, you may need 50 grams or
Right.
Or more.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the whip. I haven't touched Opus much as I'm excited about it. I haven't put anything on it, and I have some other stuff I'm gonna start working
Nice.
on.
Nice.
Because I am sure that Rhinebeck is going to happen. I'm telling you people,
You heard it here first.
wear your mask. Be good so that I can go to Rhinebeck.
Yes.
And
And Indian Tangle.
Indian Tangle for sure. So, is it not that I don't have a sweater on the needles that I could finish? There's at least one, maybe more. But no, I'm going to start something new. So,
I've been poking around because I indigo overdyed some yarn that I've had in my stash for a really long time. That was a brown color that I was not enamored with.
yeah. Brown is a tough color.
Yeah, it was a natural
Yeah.
brown. It was fine, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I don't wear a lot of brown. I do, but only like super dark brown.
Yeah. And it wasn't that like chocolatey brown.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
It was a different brown. So
Yeah.
I overdyed it with indigo.
I'm sure
and
it's gorgeous.
it's
I saw the
lovely.
pictures. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. Now I have to find a sweater to knit out of it because I have a sweaters quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And
you
it's
dyed
like
all of it?
I dyed all of
Oh,
it.
that's great. Yeah.
Did all of it. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm not using this yarn anyway, so if I ruin it,
Right, exactly. Well, it's not going to get ruined. It just
would be a weird color.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or you might have to make it deeper.
Dip it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I still might, though I don't really know how I could get it darker than
I
what
was
it
going to
is
say
already.
it looked pretty dark, and especially those browny gray colors. They overdye pretty nicely
Yeah.
usually.
It does look good. So it's like an Aran / heavy worsted.
Oh, good.
Wait, it's
It's a quick sweater.
it's Cascade Eco Wool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's it's a heavy worsted.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for something that just I go, that's the one I want to make with this yarn.
And it's a little bit rustic, obviously. So
Yep.
not a lot, but a little bit.
yeah,
So,
it would do cables well.
I was just going to say something with
Yeah.
a little pattern to it.
Yeah.
Because it's fairly solid color. It's not big variegated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some sort of cardigan-y kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm sure Thea Coleman probably has to have something.
Maybe a V-neck. I love
Yeah.
a V-neck sweater.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice neutral. Like
Yeah.
that navy blue will be a nice neutral.
Yeah.
So it'll be kind of a...
Could make a nice vest too, though.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I have sweaters quantity, so
Right.
shouldn't be doing a vest.
Yeah. But a V-neck with like some interesting stuff on it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I do love a
I mean,
V-neck
I thought
sweater.
about doing it like with some color work because like if you did with like a light gray or like
White.
a white, like it would just.
Yeah. Yeah. I love contrast and color work. So
So I'm hunting around. I'll find something.
yeah.
I'll find it, and I'll know it when I find it.
Are you a good person, and are you looking in your favorites or anything in Ravelry? Because I never do that.
No,
I
just
favorite
go
everything, and then
straight for the
I'm
search.
like, what's new?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I am surprised when I go through and then I see in the
I like
search.
that.
Oh,
Oh.
I liked that before, and there it is.
3 years
again.
ago, this sweater
Yeah.
was in my queue.
Yeah.
It's still in my queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There's some classics out there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll take a look if you guys have suggestions. let me know.
She's on the hunt.
I'm on the hunt.
Yeah.
For a heavy worsted / Aran weight sweater in a very pretty indigo blue.
Mm-hmm.
Indigo dyed blue.
Yeah, I was just thinking about some of those sweaters we just sent back to Green Mountain Spinnery. We had some really pretty sweaters in here.
Yeah.
That dark gray one was really nice.
Yeah, some of those would be cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good option.
So,
yeah.
if I find one, I'll cast it on.
Yeah.
Yarn's all ready to go. It finally dried. That was the other thing. It took forever
Well,
for the yarn
again,
to
it
dry.
was 85,000%
so
humidity.
Humid.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I'm still not totally convinced that it was all the way dry. So it's kind of, it's just loosely hanging out.
Well, this weekend, it got damp again. Friday, it should have dried thoroughly on Friday.
It did.
And then this weekend, it got damp. It's been humid. Today was much more humid than I was anticipating. I don't know why.
It was supposed to cool out or blow out this afternoon, and it doesn't feel like it has yet. So
yeah, there's another little storm cloud over there. We might get some more rain still.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. So what are you making?
So ranunculus has been on my list forever, just forever. It's such a pretty little sweater, and
it is,
and it's also knit on size 10 needles, which is right in my wheelhouse between now and Rhinebeck. So I'm sure everybody has seen it. Many people have knit it. That's the version of it. So originally it was knit in one size, but by the time I bought the pattern, I think it had been updated to include two sizes, one size and oversized. That's how they're labeled. Mm-hmm. So, and the original version was also cropped. I don't really love a crop. I don't mind like a shorter, especially if it's a big wide sweater. Right. I don't mind it being a little bit shorter, but it needs to go past. I am not the age of these models, so I need a slightly different look. So mine will be a little bit longer, and I can't decide about sleeves. It's going to be longer than the no sleeve version, and perhaps shorter than the other version. We'll see.
I always like a nice 3/4 length.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that as well.
Some of these sweaters.
Most of the time, I spend half my life pushing up my sleeves. So, especially for this one, it's going to be a big loose drapey sweater. So I don't, it doesn't need to be like, oh, I'm freezing. I need that warm sweater.
So is it not held double?
Nope.
It's just
fingering
on really big needles.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's intriguing.
Yeah. And as you know, some of the things, like a few of the smaller patterns that I've done for Seasons of Vermont, like the one for the August box, that was a size 9 or a size 10 fingering weight. Mm-hmm. And it's more fabric-y than you would imagine. It's not like big gaping holes.
Yeah.
And that Cascada capelet that I did for one of the boxes last year was mohair on like size 8 needles.
That's not crazy yardage.
No.
It's like almost just one skein.
Well, that was always the big thing. Before she had the two sizes, it's a one skein sweater that fits everybody. Again,
right.
With adjustments for height and width and whatever. The basic version of it is like 50 inches around the body size. So I held up a tape measure, and like that part's fine. It just needs to be longer. And I'll double check the sleeve holes and whatever else. So it's a big drapey sweater. So anyway, I'm going to knit it with 2 different colors because I have 2 one-of-a-kinds in my stash. This one is a Molly Girl yarn that I got for picking a name for one of her. I picked a name for one of her colors that she likes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
A few years ago, I knit that yarn a long time ago. So it's called Bouncer. It's a fingering weight, 100% superwash. It's like this really dark green with a little...
Yeah, it's got a lot of depth
in there. It does.
There.
There's like dark green and sort of medium dark green.
And like a moss green.
And a little turquoisey, like dark teal turquoise. Yeah. And then the other one is Madeline Tosh, also fingering weight, superwash merino. And it is some of the same colors. It's really interesting. I took a picture of them together last night, so I had a picture to start with. And I guess here you can actually see the differences a little bit. But in the picture, it looked Like
Almost
they
identical.
almost identical. So even though they're by wildly different designers,
This one is just a little bit more muted.
it has a little bit more gray in it.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit brighter in some respects because the color is a little bit more transparent.
The teal's not as bright in that one.
There's a little bit of gray in there, and some of the base yarn is showing through a little bit. So I'm gonna alternate every other row. I'm just gonna knit it through, and
Nice.
I think they work really well together. So
It'll just make it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, people will probably stop and try to. Is it striped? Is it not?
or
striped?
they'll just decide that it is just a yarn that has some variation in it.
Yeah.
So
Fun.
So I'm gonna cast that on this week because there's only 6 weeks.
Awesome.
But in theory, people, I knit the sweater in 2 weeks. Yeah, that is not my life, but we'll see.
I don't know.
Right. I'm a slower knitter for whatever reason. Also, I have to actually knit every night instead of knitting 3 nights a week when I feel like I knit every night, but really I'm not.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was thinking I was going to cast it on last night, but I got home from dinner a little bit later and I wanted to finish the other thing. So
you guys want to see my new project?
yes, we do. Of course we do. Uh-oh.
So, so a friend of mine last week texted me and was like, I got this thing for my cat and my cat won't come out of it. And I was like, what did you get your cat? And so she sent me a picture of one of those felted cat cave things. And where did my mind immediately go? I could make that.
Yeah. There's a lady, person, one of those booths at Rhinebeck always has some of that in there. But I'm curious now to see, because
so
my kitty would love that. My
cat apparently needs, whether they realize it or not, a cat cocoon.
Oh.
A felted cat cocoon.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's made out of Noro, that one.
That one, it might have been.
Color,
it's a free pattern on Ravelry.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 worsted weight strands held double. Mm-hmm. And the pattern calls for it on 15 needles. I think I might be using 13s. I don't know. They looked big.
2 held double, so 4 strands?
No, two worsted weight strands. Yep, held double.
Yep.
So I went through my scrap bin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a cat.
Because
I love my cat.
I knew that I had stuff, so I now have the bag of yarn.
Uh-oh, I see a frog in there.
Oh, is there?
Is
there
frog?
really?
No. Sorry. What's this? Is that something else?
No, that's the start
Oh, okay. Sorry. You started it already.
I started it
No,
already.
I thought you were going to frog a project to create yarn for it.
No. This is already started. So what I found that I had was I have a bunch of this gray Patton's worsted wool. For some reason, I must have been going to make something out of it.
A sweater, probably.
But I only have 4 skeins of it.
Well, you've probably knit a few things with the extra ones.
Maybe it was for a kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm stealing it because I can't remember.
Right.
So the gray is going to be the base color all the way through, and then I'm just going to add in another different color. So it'll be kind of like mottled and marled to some extent.
Yeah,
and I had more gray, so that made sense. So this is the start. This, I believe, is the bottom. And then you knit it up, and then you bind off and then kind of knit back and forth, and then you rejoin for the whole part.
I was just looking to see how you were doing the red and the gray together. Sorry. Oh, you're holding them together.
Holding them together.
Yeah.
Yep. And I just switched to purple. This is some leftovers from my Felix cardigan. So good way to just use up scraps. The red is actually... This is funny. I'm holding 2 strands of that because it's a thinner yarn.
Yeah.
It's more like a fingering. This is some yarn that I Kool-Aid dyed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So red. I'm trying to remember what color. It was probably like cherry.
I'm going to say cherry. Yeah.
Probably cherry. Very bright, vibrant red. But it should felt great.
Yeah.
And I think there's some purple in here, some like old Cascade, and I have this more like tealy stuff. This is blue raspberry Kool-Aid dyed.
Those are nice colors.
So I might bust this out. Oh, hi, bug.
Oh.
Okay, cool. One of those little like teddy bear bug things.
It won't matter.
Nope. So that's what I've got going on, because apparently my cat needs a felted cat cocoon.
Well, that'll be good. We'll see how that goes, and then I'll...
Yeah. I already am calculating that I should be able to knit a couple of them.
Well, you have two cats, right?
So, yes.
Yeah.
I might do one in just gray and teal.
So your kitties are black and white, right?
Black and white.
Each?
Yeah.
Although you could make some plans for which colors you would use for which one, and of course the cats would choose.
They'll have their own idea. So,
right.
So I got totally distracted.
You could have put them on the floor and seen which kitty picked which yarn. That would have been fun. You'd have to video that though, because that would be entertaining. So for people who love cats, it would
thoroughly
be
distracted by this cat cocoon thing.
Well, how long is that going to take?
It can't take that long.
Although, how big? Because it's going to shrink down, right?
Oh no, these are 15s. Oh, cool. All right, they are on the right size needles. It is going to shrink down. I'm still in the expanding phase, and then you knit up, and then you make the hole. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. It smells so good though, because it's all 100% now. There's no superwash, so you get all that nice lanolin.
It's a good way to use up those leftover bits of woolly wool.
I have some that is not superwash.
Yeah.
Of the Cascade. I found some other farm yarn that I had. Must be leftovers from some project, and I was like, why is this sitting down here? This is really nice. I should knit a hat. So
right. Yeah, interesting.
A little stash tossing this weekend, looking for scraps for my cat cocoon.
I'm very curious to see. I can see that there could be one in my future as well. I don't know, actually. He's a funny kitty. He does love to snuggle with me. I'm not sure. He's not. I had one cat who used to go under the covers all the time. He does not do that. So he likes to be on top where he can see. But they can see out there.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, both of my cats, it is their mission in life to insert themselves into any box.
That's true. He does any bag. Like the other day, he got caught in the laundry basket.
Yeah.
I have those pop-up kind, and he was lying on his side. He only got caught because the strap was unfortunately in his way as he was coming out, so he started to drag it across the living room. I was like, duck your head, you idiot. I had to go help him lift the strap out so he could get out.
We were playing a game this weekend, and it was one of those little memory card games, and so it was in a little box that was this, and you took the cards out, and the box was open on the rug, and the cat came over and tried to lay in the box, and we were like, what are you... silly cat.
Yeah, he likes to lay on paper too, or anything like that. Anything that's spread out. That I might be paying attention to.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see Sagas of the Cat Cocoon.
That's fun. That is fun.
It is fun. Something different.
Yeah.
Something different. Hey, we got some new yarn in the shop.
We do.
What?
New yarn every podcast. That's our new rule. No, I'm just kidding. But it might be.
I think our fall yarn's going to start showing up here.
And it's going to be nice. I'm going to slide this Cambria out of the way here.
Yeah. So, if you don't follow us on social media, if you do follow us, you've already seen this. If you don't, we now, make sure these are right side up. Yeah. We now have Rowan.
We do. A little bit. We're going to bring it in a bit at a time and see how we do.
Felted tweed in the house.
Yeah. And all these
gorgeous
colors.
And I just brought over the solids. We have some of their color palette ones too that are more variegated and multicolored and also equally gorgeous. But I just grabbed the plain felted tweed, the original.
Yeah. We'll show the other ones next time.
Original.
Yeah. And we did post about them.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, so we've got 10, 2, 4, 6, 8 base colors.
Different colors.
Yeah.
You know that Andrea Mowry sweater that's made out of the tweed yarn? It's made out of a DK.
School day one? It's not school day, but that's what I always want to call it.
Yeah, it's nice shawl collar, cardigan, pockets.
Last year was her COVID sweater.
Yeah, it might have been.
What is it called?
It's got cables
Lazy
on
Day,
it.
home from school. Sorry, I don't know what, but it's got some sort of,
This yarn would work.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep. Yeah.
It'd be gorgeous.
Yeah, so we have that.
Gorgeous.
We'll leave these colors
Yes.
right here where people can see them.
So we have Felted Tweed, and we also have Pebble Beach.
Yeah, which is another special.
Or Pebble Island.
Pebble Beach, Pebble Island, golf, yarn.
Pebble something. Pebble something.
Yeah.
So we've got some delicious and awesome. Uh-oh. Oh, not quite. They stand up.
Yeah, so this is made with Falkland Island wool. It's a really special. We're going to probably share some more information about this on our newsletter or something.
Yes.
So it's 100% wool. And these are 50-gram skeins. I think they are $15 a skein, I want to say. Right about there.
Yeah, it's not. This is maybe not yarn for sweater. You can,
Yeah.
but for
Yeah.
a price point,
Yeah.
if you're being budget conscious,
Yep. But really beautiful accessories.
super gorgeous. And, you know, one of the reasons why it's a little more expensive is that it's sourced just from the Falkland Islands.
Yeah, from a very specific group of sheep, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
And I think there was something like the farmers saved their wool clips for
Yeah.
like 2 years
Yeah.
to get enough to produce
Yeah.
for Rowan on a commercial scale. So it's a long-term project,
Yeah, it's really...
and it's, I think, limited edition release.
yeah.
So kind of when it's gone, it's gone.
It's got a pretty heavy twist on it, and
Yeah.
it's really soft. For 100% wool, it definitely is not a farm yarn
Oh,
feeling.
no.
It's really soft.
It feels like a superwash.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this would be gorgeous color for color work.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful palette of natural colors. That sort of muted palette. We're seeing a lot of these colors in a lot of lines this year, actually.
Yeah.
Along with all the
Yeah.
standards, but you can see there's kind of a color story even between
Yeah.
the felted tweed and
That
these guys.
mustard and gray is so gorgeous together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's funny. I like my colors to be a tiny bit brighter, but those are beautiful.
They are.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. So that's new in the shop.
It is.
We have a bunch of fall yarns getting ready to show up here from Barocco and some of our other distributors, so we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we're putting in. Also, I think Kelly's doing a really big order for Malabrigo. We are overbuying this year, particularly in the Rasta and some of the other ones that were so hard to get last year.
Yeah.
So we know where it's going to sell, so we're going to overdo it just a bit. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that order is going in, I think, this week. So it'll be a little bit before it gets here, but we want to
I
make
think
sure.
they said they're 5-6 weeks out for
Yeah,
shipping.
so probably towards Thanksgiving time, maybe. Hopefully it would be here somewhere in there.
Yep.
So there'll be some new colors probably for fall,
Yeah.
and also just a restock of all the other ones,
Normal stuff.
and not just Rasta, but all of the
Yeah.
things that because Malabrigo is very popular. We have a hard time keeping that in stock.
Yeah, well,
so,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
So.
beautiful colors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we do have some new stuff coming in for fall from some of our standard companies. So we'll show that off when
we
it's
have a couple
here.
new ones from Barocco coming that we can show off when they come in.
Yep.
I looked briefly at the orders yesterday, so it'll be better when the yarn is actually here.
Yeah.
And we can give you the specifics instead of my pretending to remember what they are. Because I do not really remember. Dolce springs to mind, but what that means I don't know.
I saw a booklet over there for Barocco tiramisu, and I was like, we don't have this yarn. So I presume some of that's coming.
Perhaps it's coming. Either that or we're going to have dessert.
Either that
Even
or
better.
we have a random booklet for yarn that we don't have.
That's right.
Could go either way.
Right. Right. A cookbook for yarn. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. So we'll be sharing all of that as that comes in this fall.
And in terms of like some fun events that we have coming
Yeah.
up, super excited. We are going to have a smallish like trunk show type farmers market-y type thing happening October 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, for those who, I'm sure everyone has heard, but for those who may have been gone or on vacation and didn't hear.
Or don't read their emails.
Right. Vermont Sheep and Wool, of course, decided to go virtual. I know they really struggled with that decision, and they were really, really hoping to be in person this year, but they did decide to go virtual. So they are doing a virtual event that weekend, and we certainly don't want to take away from that, but we do want to make sure that some of our friends and folks who supply stuff for us here have a venue as well if we can. So we'll try to do a little bit to help them out. So I think 3 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday.
We're shooting for 3, so we're both, 2 to 3. We're still waiting for some folks to confirm, so we don't have complete lineup yet, but so we'll have 2 to 3 vendors on Saturday and then a different 2 to 3 vendors on Sunday. So we're trying to rotate in as many different folks as possible while still not being a huge event, because we also have to be mindful.
And it will totally be outdoors, so
100% outdoors.
Bring your raincoat. We'll have covers for the display.
And we're going to run it both days 10 to 2. So that's a little bit of a change for Sunday. Usually we're only open noon to 4, but we're going to do same hours both days. The store will be open
from 10 to 4.
From 10 to 4 on Sunday for this event. So, come check us. Keep an eye on our social media because we'll start announcing who the various vendors are for each day as we get folks confirming and plans firming up. But we want to let you know we're going to have something up here for everybody to come.
Yeah, so mark your calendars.
Look at yarn and see some fun things.
And, hopefully not only do a mini fall festival, but also just support those folks who, once again, are having their feet cut out from under them with this annoying pandemic.
Right. For so many of them, that's where those are their big selling.
Fall.
It's the fall time with the various festivals.
It's just, it is, it is what it is. We can't change the pandemic, but we can try to work around it a little bit. And as I said, that's why, of course, it'll be outdoors. So, so 2 things. Mark your calendars and start assembling your sacrifices to Mother Nature so that we can have nice weather that weekend. Beautiful fall weekend. That's what we're planning on.
So that's the big one.
And then you and I will be, hopefully, 2 weeks later, going to India Untangled and Rhinebeck.
Yes.
Kelly's going too. She's going to help Tammy at Wing and a Prayer, I think, at Rhinebeck. And we're going to
just be hanging out.
Being lazy on Saturday and Sunday because we're going to work hard on Friday.
With Michelle.
At Woolens and Nosh. So that'll be fun.
So
you get to see some behind the scenes action. Yes. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited
I don't know
about
either.
It. Yes. And of course her yarn is gorgeous. So
totally
we're going to see if we can do a little restock of her before that, and if not, maybe we'll just buy all her leftovers and bring them home with us because they'll all be fine.
Yarn's amazing.
Yeah, all of it is
so
really
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So, assuming everything goes forward, come find us. We'll probably have goodies. We usually have some sort of goodies that we're handing out. Not on Friday though. That's Michelle's time. But the rest of the weekend, come find us. We'll have little giveaways and little things. So. It'll be fun.
We'll have to see how the whole weekend shakes out. I'm hoping at this point I would think they would have announced already if they were not going to go full speed ahead. And I think I would say the wheels are in motion now. It's kind of hard to imagine, but stranger things have happened. So wear your masks. Do what you can.
Look for me.
Better
I'll
world
have
for all of us.
meerkat mask.
Oh, right. My masks are not that exciting, unfortunately. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, from the fabric from the basket. Yes, those are funny. Yeah.
And I might actually have some other meerkat fabric too. So it might be 2 different designs.
Okay. What else do we have going on? So we do have our knit along for the sweater.
Sweaterpalooza.
Right. Yes.
So I did get it posted finally.
Right.
A little more delinquent than I thought in terms of getting. Yeah. There we go. So come join us. It's fun. Whips are allowed. I said we're gonna run it through the end of October-ish.
I was lobbying for Thanksgiving, but
we could push it out to Thanksgiving. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
We could do it. We could close it out in conjunction with our 5+1 thing.
Yes, that would be fun. Right. We haven't actually started planning for 5+1, but we are.
But we like to plan at the last minute for everything. So
right.
Let's do that. Let's push it out to that Small Business Saturday.
We have a built-in reminder of our store anniversary since we started it on. Well, we had a soft opening on my parents' anniversary, which was 2 weeks before, but we
have always done our big anniversary stuff on Small Business Saturday,
right after our grand opening. Yeah, so it's easy to remember.
Yep. And we kind of missed last year because everything was semi-lockdown, so we're calling this year 5+1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of 6, which is what it really is.
But 6?
6,
that's
exciting. It's amazing.
It's hard to believe. I mean, kind of not, because, but, when we started this whole thing, I'm not sure.
I had no idea.
We would have, I don't know what we would have thought.
I don't know.
We're pretty close to where I hoped we would be.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Which is good. Yeah. Good. And that's, global pandemics and other things notwithstanding, so.
We're still standing.
Good. Right, exactly.
Buying yarn, bringing in new lines of yarn.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Making things. Still making things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have one other thing to show. This is a little bit not an acquisition, but a gift, and just because it's kind of fun.
Nice.
I, as I said, was hanging out with my niece last weekend while my sister and her husband got a tiny bit of time away.
Yeah.
Together, just the two of them.
Wow.
So exciting. So they went really far to Manchester, Vermont. It's like an hour.
We went on vacation down in that area.
But, it's such a lovely thing. And my brother-in-law, it was their anniversary. They're 25, 26, something like that. 26, I think, actually. Again, did not celebrate the 25th really last year, so they were determined. So my brother-in-law did an Orvis fishing casting thing.
Fancy.
And my sister met a friend for one day, and then she went to Hildene the second day. So Hildene is the Lincoln family home here in Vermont. The Lincolns, of course, are not living there any longer, but it's an attraction and one of those beautiful homes to go visit, beautiful gardens. It's been on my list for a long time. I can't believe in all the years I've lived in Vermont I haven't been there, but she brought me back some yarn from the gift shop and some honey and some soap, and I, of course, was like, I love my niece. Very happy to hang out with her. We had a really fun weekend. We did all these things. She's like, I know, but I was in the gift shop and they had yarn, so it is their own undyed farm yarn, and it is.
It could go in the indigo pot.
It could, but it's so good.
So it is. No, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so soft.
You can put one in the indigo pot.
That's right. That's right. It's called Milkweed, and it is a 60% alpaca, 25% wool, 15% Angora blend, which is why it's so soft.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's super fun. So it's probably, I don't really know what it is. It's 300 yards to 50 grams, so it's like, but it doesn't look like it's skinny fingering, which is what that would be.
Could be a.
No, I mean, it would be.
Weird.
50 grams.
Huh.
300 yards. I mean, that's going to be like between lace weight and fingering. Yeah. Technically.
It's a really light, it's a really
plump.
It's very plump, but it's also not a very tight twist.
Right. Yeah, it's loosely plied. So yeah. Anyway, lovely.
Gorgeous yarn.
It was fun, and it's really, really pretty. So it's soft. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was an unexpected bonus.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
It's always nice to get yarn as a present.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So. People are always like, I don't know what to get you. I was like,
how hard
really?
Is this, right?
Like yarn?
And a lot of people are like, well, you have a store, so you can always get what you want. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
You could give me a gift card to my own shop.
Right.
I regularly get those from some of my family members.
Pretty yarn is pretty yarn. I don't really, Yeah. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like we're forgetting something, but I don't know.
Classes.
Oh, classes, right.
We keep adding classes to the schedule.
Yep.
So take a look. They're up on our website. And there's a new slate of them coming up for the fall. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I think those are the big things. I do too. I feel like we're forgetting something, but.
We posted an ad. We're looking for a store manager. So I'm sure most people saw that. But if for some reason you didn't and you're local-ish or moving to Vermont and interested in that, we're going to change things up a little bit on the staffing side. So we would love to talk to you or your friends who, please share.
Yeah.
We have a couple candidates to talk to, so it's exciting.
Totally.
But, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Change is good.
Yeah. Always good. Seasons of Vermont box in October. I think probably the 15th, which of course is, Rhinebeck weekend. So
there's still a couple of the larger August ones left, and 5-ish or so of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So still opportunity to pick up one of those.
Yeah, Chelsea actually popped in from Legacy yesterday, and so we had the display out on the counter. She was checking out, and I was like, look, and she was like, oh, the yarn, it's all knit up.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So
gorgeous.
Yeah, I think she hadn't actually seen it knit. She'd just seen it,
Yeah, in the skein.
Yeah, or probably just pictures because her mom just, she brought it up to us. But anyway, yeah, so there's a few of those left, and as I said, I think the October box is probably the 15th of October, which, maybe we'll boost it 1 week earlier, but probably not. So that's my other project that I'll be working on behind the scenes. So I had a fun idea this weekend, so we shall see. And I think we'll be getting the yarn. I think Kelly's going to pick it up tomorrow.
Awesome.
Right? So
that's Liz from Kingdom Fleece and Fiber who's doing the yarn for the next box.
Yeah, and the theme is orange, so that'll be fun. And I guess the name of the box will be Jack-o'-lantern Spice. So just put your minds to work on that. So came to me in a vision. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I was having a hard time thinking of the right name for this one, but
that works.
Everything comes along eventually when it needs to. So yeah, it's fun.
Super fun.
Yes. Also the inspiration for the pattern. So we shall see.
Can't wait.
Right. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You're in the know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't really have anything else.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? If I made notes every time now, I think, I'm going to make some notes ahead of time so I don't forget anything. But, that's...
Sometimes you just go with it.
I'm a good winger at...
Me too.
Right, exactly. Right.
So thank you for spending some time with us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate all of you, and we know we have many options for podcasts, and so
for yarn shopping.
And so we're grateful and thankful for everybody who's supported us.
Always.
And continues to support us. So thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
Have a good weekend.
Yes.
And a good couple of weeks.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye. I made it so long
Okay.
ago. But I can't remember what it's
Turn
called.
this on. Apparently I have no idea how to line up these mannequins. That's everybody's favorite part when we're just like tooling around.
I feel like it's tilted this way.
It probably is. We'll fix it in a bit. Should we put these guys like in between so they're
hugging up?
So they're hugging up. Otherwise they're gonna be like one above your head.
And angle them with just a hair.
My head.
Yeah. Also, they just need to come over more. Like the chairs are here, so. They could also come up like this, so they're a little closer.
Yeah.
No, then they come out of the screen on the top.
No,
this lady's a little
be on.
taller.
Yeah. I think they'll be on.
Yeah, that's good, right? Let me see what this skirt is called, if I can remember.
Yes, the thing's wonky.
Yeah. Also, what am I doing? I need this. I've only shown it 53 times, but why not one more?
Well, a lot more of me is showing on this screen than I'm used to on my court screen. Usually I can only see from like here up.
Yeah.
Can move the camera closer to you. That will help. Hi.
Hi. You're now sitting right in front of Bixby.
I know. There.
Do we want to push them over a little bit further towards me?
Come
on, ladies.
Everybody loves this part anyway. That's all tooling around.
Come on, ladies. Move on over.
I was gonna see if I could straighten this out. Hi.
Also, if these were a little bit easier.
Oh, jeez.
Lady down.
Oh, man. Best podcast ever, and it's not even started.
Sweater is fine.
It's all right.
important thing. The ladies lost their bits. We need to like glue these in.
Yeah.
Because this thing where they just magically pop out randomly is disconcerting, to say the least. All right, lady, hold on. Put your spring down.
Do you need the hand?
I don't know. My arms aren't quite long enough. All right. Oops.
Oh boy, that was exciting.
That was super fun. All right, don't you move. Stay put. Hopefully that's good because as much energy as I have for these mannequins today. Oh, the tall one is now very tall. That's all right. Let me sign into my Ravelry, hopefully. Oh, look, I'm already in there. Who knew? Projects. Back years ago. Lots of time has gone by. Much of that being here after scrolling. It's not. So I'm going to have to guess. I think. Come on. Patterns. It's called convertible, but who knows?
The fun stuff, right? Trying to figure out.
Right, it's so old. I knit this with yarn from Knits and Bolts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's old.
Yeah. It's like bamboo. I don't know what yarn it is either. It's got like not seaweed. Boy, this is gonna be great. My brain is like, woo!
Both of us have been at work all day.
And I had a PT appointment today, so I'm like
a little like
kerfuffled. Fiber made from seaweed.
Like cellulose?
Yes, some sort of cellulose and bamboo. It's very soft.
It's very
drapey.
shiny.
Yeah, it probably has a little silk in it too, or maybe let's not do that.
No,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's nice. It's a pretty pattern. You know, it's very pretty. It's got big leaves in it.
You're so good. You wore
a knitted object.
A knitted object, and
I'm pretty good. I wear knitted objects a lot of days, actually. I'm never gonna. Who knows what this is called? So it's very pretty.
We'll see if we can track it down for the show notes. Oh, here comes the sun.
Today has been the strangest day ever. Honestly,
I was out driving when
so
this
strange.
guy unloaded and it monsooned.
Yeah,
it was insane.
I went for my walk as usual at I don't know 6, I guess, and you know it was overcast but pleasant and breezy, so the bugs were gone and it was awesome. Boy, it's definitely not that convertible.
Nope.
Just for fun.
That's fun.
Woo! A doll with very top on. And then I got in the car to drive to work without my raincoat. Mm-hmm. Skies open up. Mm-hmm. I get to work. It's pouring rain.
Yeah.
I get into the building. The sun comes out.
Yeah.
Then a little bit later, I looked up. Pouring rain.
Yeah.
I went to my appointment. Sunny. Pouring rain. Just like,
I was in the like midday, like around lunchtime.
Yeah.
Noontime one that came down, and it like if I hadn't been driving on roads that I was pretty familiar with and have drive on regularly, I would have had to pull over. Like it was so bad.
Yeah, I wasn't out in the rain at that point, I guess, but it's just been a very bizarre sort of day.
And now the sun's out and it's coming through the window. I might go close that blind because it's kind of blowing.
It's hard to tell.
It's blowing us out.
Yesterday was kind of the same too. Like it started pouring in the middle of the afternoon. We were. One of my colleagues from one of the other offices was here in town, came in last night, so we went to dinner, and we wanted to go to Spot on the Dock, which I can highly recommend as a destination. Very lovely space, outdoors, right down on the waterfront.
So you get a reservation though, right?
No, they don't take reservations.
Oh.
It's first come, first served. There's quite a bit of space, and there's a big bar. I haven't done anything like social, it feels like, in ages. I haven't been down into Burlington for I don't even know how many years.
Yeah.
Seems like forever.
Forever.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun to have a reason to go down there. So,
I mean, I enjoy Spot, the one that's
it's
here
the
on
same
Gilbert Road. It's the
same people, just
Yeah.
much smaller menu. And of course, maybe it was limited because of COVID and staff and all the other reasons that all the menus are limited and the lack of restaurants to feed people.
Right.
All those things.
Nobody wants to cook anymore because they're home all the time.
Well, yeah, and there's no staff to cook in restaurants. I don't know what the deal is. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that's part of it. But anyway, we had a lovely time, and luckily it was pouring rain at 4:00. My other colleague was like, "We need to find something indoors." I was like, "Oh no, it'll be fine." And I was thinking to myself, this could be very damp.
Yeah.
Very damp meal. But then the sun came out. It was beautiful. Watched the
Awesome.
sunset over dinner. It's lovely.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Nice.
good.
So many of those little hidden gems
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah. Yeah. And really the whole, not to belabor the weather, but this weekend was just craziness. We had our office party at Shelburne Museum on Friday afternoon, summer party. Like the nicest Vermonty summer day ever. I mean, honestly, we could not have asked for better weather. It's been 95 degrees and 8,000% humidity for like
Weeks. Forever.
at least
Forever in a
2.
day.
Which is hard for us up here in the Northeast, where it's not supposed to be like that.
Well, and most of us don't have central air.
We
and
do not.
It's just,
Yeah.
we don't do well.
Yeah, but Friday was like blue
Gorgeous.
sky, greenery,
Very little
75
humidity.
degrees and sunny and breezy.
Yeah.
Then we went to Shelburne Vineyard for a small drink after that. It was really a lovely afternoon. And then the weekend I thought was supposed to be nice, and it rained all weekend.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, who knows?
Super weird.
Yeah, good knitting time, but
Yeah.
still. Although
do.
you wouldn't think so, given what's over
Well-
here in my pile, which is not much.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I've been working on for knitting because but I feel like I finished that a while ago,
Oh, well,
like last week.
Spark. Did you remember Spark?
No, because didn't I bring that before?
Oh, did you have it last time? You
I
did.
think I had it last
Right.
time. So
Right.
that one's done.
How many times can I explain how new I am? At this,
I don't know,
Like,
no.
it's only going to be an excuse that works for, like, maybe this week is that's it. I'll have to start remembering. from
I have
time to
not
time.
sewn buttons on Eldon yet. That has not happened.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. It needs, because it's so like floppy and
Yeah.
some of them
Yeah.
I can do the buttons on my lap.
Yeah.
This one I'm gonna have to lay it out and stand and do
Can't
the
you
buttons.
use the stripes to, like, or figure out where they go?
You would think so,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. All right.
you would think that would be
Right.
how it worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I did that. There was more finishing work on that one.
Yeah.
But it's done now, and I was knitting a little bit on this other one, and then I started a just totally random project.
Yeah. I don't know. I was pretty obsessed with the sea glass tea for a little bit, and then it got hot. I don't like to knit when it's like 1,000 degrees out, so I just read. I sit on the porch without moving and read. Let the breeze waft over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and plus just work has been busy, so
Yeah.
my brain is, I don't know.
Which
reading,
is yeah.
reading turns my brain off more than knitting does sometimes. So
Which is why I don't have Illuminate with me, because I'm in the color chart,
Yeah.
and it's not.
yeah,
It's a long repeat for the color chart, so
Yeah.
you really have to pay attention to
yeah.
it.
Can
And
only
I
have
just
so many markers to
Yeah.
keep you going. Yeah,
and I haven't really had sort of the brain space to
yeah,
feel like, okay, I can sit and read this chart right
yeah,
now.
right, yeah. But I don't know. Then I got my mojo back a little bit, and I did some more stuff and made some plans, and you
Nice.
know, I have a million things to finish, and I'm gonna cast something else on this week. Why not?
I'll see if I can distract you with the project that I cast on.
Oh, I have my project over here.
Okay, it's
Yes,
already.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
All
caked
ready
up.
to go.
It's been on my list for a very long time, and it's been on my, for those of us that, those of you that are part of our Whip Go knit along, we started in January. Knit along is maybe the wrong description of it, but anyway, it's been on my board, which is not the my board is completely I just pick the numbers every month. That's my job, and my job is not to actually do any of the whips that are on my board. I've rearranged it 23 times, and but anyway, it was on my board, so I guess maybe I could cross off a square if I managed to cast it on and finish it.
Okay. Cool.
But there's a lot of other things that were not on that board that are cast on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are on that board that are also in progress, as the name implies, but they are not being completed.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Well, and everybody loved the no sound 3.5 minutes of super speedy podcast.
And we were wearing different clothes, so it's very obvious that we weren't making that up.
Yeah.
Not that we would make that up, because it's not.
Right. Was not very much fun.
No. It was fine, of course, but just, you get your brain sort of psyched up for it, and you're like, you can't remember any of the funny things you said in the first one.
And there's a whole lot of, I think I talked about this, but I can't remember.
And then the second time around, you're like, I talked about this forever, so I'll just be short this time. So you probably leave out a lot of content because,
You're like, I've already done this.
You feel like you've just said this at least several times. Yeah. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what else has been going on. We've got some fun stuff to talk about today.
We do. We have all kinds of fun things to talk about. So we should probably get this show on the road.
Perhaps.
As we're, 14 minutes into our outtake section of the programming.
Yes, and also dinner is...
That too.
Dinner is after this, so... because it's a weird day.
It is a weird day.
We're going to try every day of the week.
We'll see which one.
See which one
fits
sticks.
best.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
All right.
Okay.
We are ready.